Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We had a unique opportunity presented to us today. We have a Yamaha 252 and a Yamaha 275, both in the shop at the same time. We thought it'd be really interesting to do a comparison video between the two. A lot of people have a hard time making a decision between the 25 and the 27 because the 27 costs a lot more money. Today we're going to discover, is it worth the extra bucks? And if you'll stick with us to the end, we're going to give you our unique perspective on the comparison between these two boats, and that should help you make a better decision. Let's get to it. To make this video as concise as possible, we're breaking it down into 4 unique categories. That'll be dimensions, capacity, creature comforts, and powertrain. All right, so getting started with dimensions, let's talk about the width. On the 252, 250, 255, all these boats are going to be the standard 8'6" width dimension. On the 275, we're looking at a beam of 9 feet, and bear in mind, because it's 9-foot beam, it's going to require a special permit to trailer it down the road. For the length, for the 250, 252, 255, length overall is 24 feet 6 inches. On the trailer, that's 26 feet 3 inches with the trailer tongue just in normal position. If the trailer tongue's folded in, it's 24 feet 8 inches. On the 275, length overall is 27 feet exactly. For the 25-footer, the height on trailer with the biggest possible bimini option, like your SD package like this boat, you're looking at a height of 11 feet. With the bimini stowed in the down position, with the tower stowed in the down position, it's 9 feet 11 inches, so just under 10 feet. And if your height on water on this really kind of max is 8 feet 1 inches. On the 275, right at 8 feet. The height on trailer is 12 feet 2 inches. But I will make a note, on the 275, you do not have a boat trailer included in the package, so the trailer you pick may or may not change that dimension a bit. Also, the length on trailer is also going to be affected because, once again, you're choosing your own custom trailer. On the 25-footer, you have a tower height clearance, kind of for your head clearance, right at 76 inches. That's going to be on your SD models like this with the great big bimini. On the AR250s, it'll be a little lower. On the 27, right at 7 feet, mainly because of the notch that you see cut into the tower here, gives you a little extra headroom. On the 25-footer, we're going to measure the draft now. You measure just at the underside of the boarding ladder, come down to the bottom just below the rudder, looking at about 19 inches. On the 27-footer, right at 22 inches of draft. For your weight on the 25-footer, dry weight's about 4,600 pounds, and with the trailer, it's about 5,800 pounds. On the 275, we're looking at 5,300 pounds. In this segment, we're going to talk about capacity. That'll be seating capacity, storage capacity, head closet capacity, and fuel capacity. Starting with the 275, we're going to talk about seating capacity. So in the front here, you've got seating for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Captain's chairs 5 and 6. Over here to the starboard 7, 8, and 9. And then 10, 11, and 12. On the 252, we have seating in the bow for 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. At the helm and passenger side 5 and 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Possibly could squeeze 12 in here. Actually has a rating for 12 passengers. I also want to point out on the 250 models, 252, 255, swim platform seating area. Again, not a good idea to ride back there when the boat's underway. When you get stopped, you can sit there, but not included in the total seating capacity numbers. You may be asking the question, why did we not count these cushions in part of our seat count? And the simple answer is, while the boat is underway, there are no gunnels on the back to keep one in the boat without being thrown overboard in case you hit rough water. So for Coast Guard regs, this is not legal to sit here while underway. Let's talk about this little divider here for a minute. A lot of people have made the argument that this divider exists to allow the ability to ride here legally while underway. That's not factual. The reason this exists is when you chop the throttle on this boat, let's say I'm traveling at a higher rate of speed and I chop the throttle, the following wave wants to wash up on the boat, and this divider prevents water from coming inside the boat. Has nothing to do at all with sitting back here on this swim platform underway. On the subject of storage capacity, we're on the 275. It has 740 gallons of storage capacity. On the 252, we've got a total of 750 gallons of storage capacity. For the headlocker capacity on the 275, I feel like it's a little larger than the 252. Definitely have some extra foot room here as it goes under. Nice built-ins with cabinets and a little more usefulness here. On the 252, a little bit smaller capacity than we found next door. Storage on the side through a couple of trays here. We don't have the toilet inside, but still ample room. About the same amount of headroom as we had before, maybe a little less headroom. Standing on top of the fuel tank on the 275, on this boat we have a fuel capacity of 90 gallons. On the 252, we're looking at 75 gallons of fuel. It also bears mentioning on the 250 and 252 models, you can run regular 87 gas. 255 models and all 275 models, you have to run super unleaded. So let's talk about creature comforts. We're on the 252 right now. Right in the front, you'll see it's got a giant anchor locker, really great for stowing your anchor, and also a boarding ladder. On the 275, great big anchor locker, but no bow boarding ladder over here. Step down into the bow, you've got your filler cushions that make into a bed here, sun pad. 3 people can ride, converting this into a triple, into a lounger, so 3 across the front. You do not have a filler cushion here in the center on the, or in the front here on the 252. On the 275, bow area, notice I have the filler, complete filler, so this makes an entire complete sun pad. In addition, these great armrests. At the helm, you'll notice this boat actually is equipped with a drive system. It's optional on the 252, 255 models. It comes standard on the SD model and the 275 in your higher line. Drive is available on both boats, but in 2023, the 275 got the option for Drive X, so you'll see a different type of boat down below the swim platform. It's radically different from the 25-footers. You won't get that option on 25-footers in 2023 or prior. On 25-foot models, you have a food prep area, kind of a collapsible, stowable, right behind your seat back here. On the 275, a little more upscale, on the 275, you get this really great food prep area with built-in sink, fresh water. Also, nice storage drawer, and a large space below for a slide-out cooler. On 25-foot models, you'll notice that the tower has these little latches here that allows you to drop the tower down to get into lower spaces, maybe have a height restriction. Here on the 275 SD, you have the option for a hard top, which is really cool because it has this plexiglass panel on the top. Gets lots of nice sunlight coming through. It's a lot of headroom. It feels cavernous. It feels large. However, you do not get the upgrade, or excuse me, the ability to drop the tower into a lower position when you have this hardtop version. I believe that is possible on the SE models, but not on the SD with the hardtop. One of the areas that you'll find that the 275 really shines is in the swim platform area. You've got these great chaise lounges, and while both have cushions and both have the ability to slide the seat backs back, you'll see that there's actually more room next door. I'm going to slide this one back. And as I lounge with my legs fully extended, I've got probably another foot or so off the end where I don't have support for my legs. Now over on the 275, this thing really shines is this big open aft lounger here, the chaise lounge. It has a nice center insert, making this area a complete bed. So if you really got those sun worshipers on your crew that like to get out here and get a lot of sun, put this center filler in, it makes it into a full bed. Also too, I'm about 6 feet tall. With this cushion flipped forward and some of my feet fully outstretched, I actually have full support all the way to the end of my feet. So much larger area. And if this is really a big deal to you, the swim platform area, definitely worth looking into the boat just for this one feature alone. One more thing, here at JetBoatPilot, we're really only into one thing, and that's making accessories and videos that help you get more out of boating. If you'll subscribe to our videos, you're going to see our videos more often, and that's going to lead to you being a better boater. Also, additional creature comforts in the stern area here. You've got these great pockets in the back here behind the seat backs. Not something you're going to see on the 275. Also, underneath this panel here, underneath this hatch, lots of wet storage back here. Again, smaller on the 275. You have a port and starboard storage hatch that's kind of separated, but on this one, much larger storage area. Although this is not a creature comfort, this is definitely something that sets the two boats apart. On 250, 252, and 255 tower models, notice you've got this great big, nice, bulky, sturdy tow point up on the top of the tower that's good for wake surfing and wakeboarding. On the 275, you'll notice that there is no tow point on this kind of trailing edge tubular framing here. That was one of the downsides to the 2020 model. I do not believe it comes stock even on newer models. However, there is an upgrade that you can bolt on to the underside that gives you that tow point for wake sports. But again, not standard equipment on the 275s. Rounding out our creature comforts category, it's important to know that both the 25-footer as well as the 27-footer include these really great swim-up seats. So regardless of which boat you buy, you'll have this really great option. Rounding these categories out, we'll talk about powertrain. On the 250 and 252 models, you have a 180 horsepower engine ×2 for a total of 360 horsepower. On the 255 models, the supercharged engines, which are 250 horsepower each, a total of 500 horsepower. Powertrain on the 275 only comes in the supercharged option. One thing you ought to know about a Yamaha, if it shows a 255 or a 275 or any of the number 5 in the back on the last digit, that designates a supercharged engine. So obviously 275, it's going to have the supercharged engines, twin 250s with 500 horsepower total. If speed is important to you, acceleration to plane on both are going to be very quick. Top speeds are similar. On the 252, 255 models, you're going to see top speeds up in the mid-50s. On this big boat here, once again, top speeds up in the mid-50s. So after all this comparison, we wanted to kind of shed the light on what our opinion is. What do we think? We've been around both of these boats. We've been on both of these boats. Is the 275 worth the extra money that you're going to spend to get into this bigger boat? And I guess that's going to be a very subjective question. It's going to come down to your exact needs. What I will say is this: if it's important for you to have the biggest and the most luxurious and the highest horsepower, the 275 is definitely going to be for you. If you want a super large, open, expansive swim platform with lots of sun pad area to hang out and get sun, 275 is definitely the way to look. Is it worth the $30,000 to $40,000 to $50,000 more? It's arguable that yes, it is. This is a big boat. It's going to carry a lot of people comfortably. This boat doesn't have a passenger load rating, but I think it's probably going to be very comfortable loading 10, 12 people on the boat. You won't feel like you're on top of each other. On the 255, the 250, the 252, it's got a passenger rating, I think, listed at 12 or 13 people. With that many people on board, I feel like it's a little bit tight. It's a little bit too much. So I would say probably more comfortable in the 8 to 10 range. So if your party's not quite as big, if you're not concerned about those gigantic, large swim lounger seats in the back, if you don't have to have the DriveX technology with the lateral side shift or some of those luxurious appointments, and really you've got about $100,000 to spend, or maybe a little less, then the 252, 255, these boats are going to be a great option for you. However you like to do it, I will say this in closing: both of these boats, being a Yamaha, super durable, long-lasting, reliable platforms that don't require a lot of maintenance. You're going to get a lot of long years out of each of these, making memories with your family, and that's really what it's all about. We hope this video has been helpful to you. We appreciate you watching today. Have a great day. Yamaha's new 25-foot hull here, or Yamaha's all-new 22-foot hull. How do I make the decision? Which one's best for me? So today's video, we're going to sit them side by side. We're going to go through each one.